Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sister Wives Season 19 has been a difficult one for the Brown family and viewers alike, but seeing Robyn Brown constantly show off her quirky behavior on screen has hurt the show in numerous ways. Robyn, Kody Brown's only remaining wife, has been a difficult piece of the family puzzle for years, but hearing her talk about her problems throughout Sister Wives Season 19 has been painful for a lot of viewers. While Robyn has stuck around while Kody's marriages to Christine Brown, Janelle Brown, and Mary Brown crumbled, her behavior has become increasingly strange in the most recent season. Kody's marriages to his previous wives haven't been easy to watch deteriorate, but his marriage to Robyn has long been a bigger issue than any of his other relationships. While Robyn and Kody appear to share real affection for one another, it's clear that the pair have struggled to figure out how to enmesh their lives since they've started living together full-time. Without Kody's other wives in the mix, Robyn's had a lot more time to spend with Kody, and her quirks have become more obvious on screen. Sister Wives Season 19 showed Robyn in a new and less than flattering light. Although Robyn has long been one of the more emotional cast members of Sister Wives, seeing her throughout Sister Wives Season 19 was tough for fans who knew what to look for. Robyn's emotio and have long been a roller coaster, but after working through Kody's divorces and finding her way back to a new normal with her husband, she's been doing a bit more in terms of staying controlled. While Robyn may not have been purposefully lowering herself on camera, it felt like she may have prior to the season. Sister Wives Season 19 covered a huge swath of time for the Brown family, and seeing Robyn go from a place of rage and irritation during the early moments of the season to a place of pain and discomfort at the end of the season was overwhelming. Knowing that she would be able to draw sympathy from some viewers with her emotional moments, Robyn was clearly pulling on the heartstrings of viewers by the end of the season. Even if she was having intense feelings, many of her emotional times felt like they were put upon. Throughout Sister Wives Season 19, Robyn seemed to have a more selective memory than any other member of the Brown family. While Robyn's recall has typically been good, especially in recent seasons of the series, she struggled to remember details throughout the season, and at times claimed she didn't remember moments that she was present for. Denying things that may be detrimental to the way Sister Wives watchers see her, Robyn was clearly trying to craft a more positive image. Despite knowing that the truth would come out one way or another, Robyn seemed to be working hard to craft her own story of events throughout Sister Wives Season 19. In her confessional interview moments, Robyn shared her feelings and her takes on moments, but her memory being selective throughout the season caused problems with other family members. Robyn's accounts of events made others seem invalid or wrong, and left viewers conflicted. Although it's not new, Robyn's lack of responsibility has been one of the most damaging parts of Sister Wives, especially this past season. While Robyn does take ownership at times, it's often the least possible amount of blame or responsibility for her actions. She frequently makes it clear that though she was a part of a problem or conversation, she has no ownership over where it went wrong, why it went wrong, or what happened overall. This has long been Robyn's most harmful quality, but it was extreme this season. When discussing where things went south with Kody's adult children, Robyn has constantly tried to make it clear that none of the issues are her fault. Unfortunately, Robyn's words and actions don't match up, especially from what Sister Wives watchers have seen and heard on camera. Robyn's failure to take accountability has left the show with conflicting stories, which makes it tough to trust her. As Sister Wives Season 19 continued, it felt clear that Kody's cut was meant to paint him as more of a victim than a villain. While that wasn't the case in reality, it was clear that Robyn's impact on Kody's behavior was larger and more damning than it's been in the past. Although fans didn't always see it on screen, it felt like Robyn was calling the shots in the family, making it tough on Kody to make decisions on his own. While Robyn may not have been influencing Kody in the way that it seemed, it felt like she was often pushing Kody to do what she wanted, when she wanted, for reasons she held strongly. Kody has often deferred to Robyn in the past, but with the issues that Kody was having with his children on Sister Wives Season 19, it felt like Robyn was putting up more of an argument against what was best for her husband. Robyn's manipulative behavior, whether she wanted it to be or not, was a tough part of the season. Robyn often seems like her feelings are closed off on Sister Wives until she wants to use them to her advantage, but her lack of empathy throughout Sister Wives season 19 was jarring. Throughout the season, Robyn didn't seem to care about anyone outside of her direct circle or the core family as it was known. Rather than accepting that Kody has 12 other children in his family, Robyn looked to be cut off from anything that didn't concern her. This lack of empathy became abundantly clear later in the season, when Kody began sharing with Robyn that he was forging a road to rebuilding a relationship with his kids without her. While Robyn didn't seem open on screen at first, it became even more clear in her one-on-one chats with Sister Wives producers that she wasn't happy about Kody foregoing her advice. Robyn's cold shoulder toward something that was helpful for Kody showed her lack of interest and care. While some of Robyn's stories and comments stayed the same throughout the season, a lot of the things she shared on Sister Wives were inconsistent, changing as the season went on. Robyn's failure to keep her story straight not only caused issues for viewers who were looking for her for a cohesive recounting, it caused issues with the Brown family as a whole. Rather than giving clarity, Robyn's inability to keep her story straight created confusion for everyone. Though some Sister Wives fans have long been distrustful of the way Robyn explains her actions and motivations on the show, it became even more clear during Sister Wives season 19 that taking her at her word is tough. As the season continued, Robyn's true nature became even more clear. Despite trying to look like she was always honest, Robyn twisted the truth to suit her best interests. As Robyn went through Sister Wives season 19, she caused chaos within the family, especially when it came to Kody's kids. Despite knowing that the relationships between Kody and many of his adult children has been fraught, Robyn often exacerbated the issues between her husband and his adult children by holding him back from speaking or trying to insert herself into things. Robyn also made problems worse between her own older children and the rest of the Brown family. Rather than trying to help her older kids restore a sense of peace with the rest of the Brown kids, Robyn became part of the problem between them. Robyn's insistence on being a piece of the puzzle between the adult relationships between her kids and their brothers has always been strange, but it caused chaos on Sister Wives this season. When the family came together for sorrow, they had a lot to talk about than their grief. As Sister Wives season 19 continued, it became increasingly clear that Robyn's behavior has been putting Kody in the middle more often than he'd like. While this presents a whole host of problems for Kody that he needs to address on his own, the problems in his marriage to Robyn aren't the only issue that her controlling nature causes. Rather than allowing Kody to move easily in his own relationships, Robyn's controlling nature has caused him to scale things back in a sad way. Robyn managing Kody isn't new, but it's not something she should have been doing throughout Sister Wives season 19. While Kody's stubborn on his own, having Robyn hyping him up about it behind the scenes has never been the best thing for him as the patriarch of a big family. If Robyn's control problems hadn't come up on Sister Wives season 19, Kody may be living with fewer regrets. As it turned out, what Sister Wives star Janelle Brown once shared with former husband Kody Brown wasn't all that great. "When you marry into plural marriage, at least in our faith," she explained on the TLC series June 1st one-on-one special, "you're expected to become more than you are." In other words, with a bigger number or unions comes greater responsibilities. As a husband to Mary Brown, Christine Brown, and Robyn Brown, in addition to Janelle, he was expected to make those relationships, all of them, work, stressed the 56-year-old. While the marriages didn't necessarily need to be equal because nothing's ever fair or equal, Janelle acknowledged it was the patriarch's duty to meet the needs of all the different relationships, right? Whatever that looked like. Instead, the father of 18 watched as Christine announced the end of their 25-year union in November 2021, followed by Janelle and Mary roughly a year later. Behind the divide, Janelle theorized, was Kody's inability to live up to his multitude of vows, particularly when he spent much of the pandemic holed up with Robyn and their kids Dayton Brown, 25, Aurora Brown, 23, Brianna Brown, 21, Solomon Brown, 13, and Ariella Brown, 9. I think he really did, especially during COVID, be like, "I'm just going to shrug this off. You guys don't like each other. I'm tired. You're going to shorten my lifespan if I keep doing this," Janelle reflected. Like all of a sudden he's like, "I just don't want to do it anymore." he kind of threw this little rage tantrum. And after he stopped stomping his feet, he realized his first 3 brides had used theirs to walk away. He doesn't embrace the culture. Everybody has left the church. Janelle acknowledged of their former association with fundamentalist Mormon group Apostolic United Brethren, but he is a failure as far as what's expected of a man who enters into plural marriage. And she's not his only spouse reaching that decision. In the faith, in the polygamist world, if you've got a guy who 3 of his wives leave, Christine detailed during the June 1st episode, it's a problem with the man. And when you see homes where the guy loses all the wives, you're like, yeah, that's him. That's all him. It's the sort of load that could leave a man feeling as if he'd taken a knife to the kidneys. Asked by host Sukanya Krishnan if she thought that was a tough pill for Kody to swallow, Christine replied, I think it must be. He had this dream and this picture of everything beautiful and perfect. But instead of taking that bitter medicine, he puts it on all of us for leaving, noted Christine. And it's like before we left, it was broken. Before we left, everything had fallen apart. Because if you ask Gwendolyn Brown, one of the Christine's 6 children with Kody, their relationship was unraveling well before the stay-at-home orders were passed down. I felt like they should have divorced for a while, the 23-year-old recently revealed to Teen Vogue. I remember one time as a kid, I saw them fighting and my first thought was, I hope they get a divorce. What kid thinks that, right? From the very first episode of Sister Wives, Robyn Brown entered the plural family dynamic with tears, trembling lips, and an awkward laugh that quickly became her trademark. But by the time season 19 rolled around, that same quirky behavior that once made her endearing to some viewers became a major liability for the show's tone, pacing, and authenticity. As longtime fans tuned in expecting clarity on the Coyote Pass chaos, emotional closure from the now-separated wives, and maybe even some true character growth from Kody, what they got instead was an increasingly offbeat and unpredictable version of Robyn who alternated between theatrical crying fits and confusing monologues about sacred family missions and being spiritually assaulted by misunderstandings, often derailing crucial conversations with baffling non-sequiturs or emotional outbursts that felt more like reality TV performance art than sincere, grounded storytelling. Instead of allowing the series to naturally focus on Janelle's heartbreaking post-split detox journey, Christine's inspirational new life with David Woolley, or even Mary's hesitant steps toward healing, the camera often panned back, again and again, to Robyn, sitting in her massive Flagstaff home, surrounded by expensive knickknacks and a collection of decorative crosses, talking about her loneliness in a way that felt oddly disconnected from the rest of the show. Her tone would swing wildly. In one moment, she'd whisper about how much she misses the other wives and how she never wanted monogamy, and in the next, she'd smirk about how she just wanted peace, while Kody wandered shirtless in the background, ranting about betrayal and favoritism. This tonal whiplash wasn't just exhausting for viewers, it disrupted the emotional arcs of the other wives, especially when Robyn inserted herself into scenes that weren't hers to steal. For example, in what should have been a powerful sit-down between Janelle and Kody about their broken finances and shared land dreams, Robyn abruptly entered the frame and started crying about dreams never coming true, while dramatically placing her hand over her heart and whispering about lost loyalty, completely pulling focus and shifting the emotional gravity away from the actual conflict at hand. Even the editing began to reflect this imbalance. Viewers noticed how the producers began cutting to Robyn's reaction shots even during moments that had nothing to do with her, like Christine's engagement announcement or Mary's discussion about moving to Utah. The implication was clear. The show had started orbiting around Robyn's quirks, instead of using her as one dynamic voice among many, and in doing so, it sacrificed the very heart of Sister Wives, a plural family with equal voices, layered stories, and real evolution. And then there were her infamous spiritual analogies. In season 19, Robyn introduced a baffling new habit of comparing the family's fractures to biblical parables and mythical metaphors, often describing her emotional state as being like the lone dove without a nest, or a crumbling temple built on sand. And while poetic, these speeches often felt disingenuous or at least out of touch with the real. raw pain the other women were expressing in simpler, more grounded language. Meanwhile, fans on social media began to lose patience. Reddit threads exploded with comments like, "Robyn thinks she's in a Shakespeare play," or "Why is she sobbing again when she got exactly what she wanted?" as viewers began to resent how often her melodrama seemed to derail what should have been milestone moments for other cast members. Even more frustrating was Robyn's frequent gaslighting, intentional or not, where she tearfully claimed she was still holding the door open for the other wives while living as Kody's de facto monogamous partner in their lavish home, seemingly blind to how that door had long since closed for everyone else. It created a jarring cognitive dissonance, especially when the show's confessionals cut between Robyn claiming she missed the unity and Kody angrily blaming all the other wives for ruining everything. The emotional mismatch between her quirky grief and his rage only intensified the sense that this was no longer a shared narrative. It was the Robyn and Kody show, and not everyone wanted to watch that spin-off. What's worse, her quirkiness began bleeding into power plays. Subtle, often passive-aggressive comments to producers, like asking whether the other wives even really believed in the lifestyle or claiming she was the only one trying to do it right, painted her as a moral authority in a family already splintered by hurt, distrust, and decades of imbalance. These comments, whether intentional or not, alienated fans who were rooting for Janelle's independence, Christine's joy, and even Mary's long-overdue closure. Instead of being a bridge between Kody and the other wives, Robyn increasingly looked like the gatekeeper, guarding her status, using her emotional fragility as a shield, and confusing sincerity with martyrdom. Behind the scenes, even the production choices seemed strained. Long pauses, awkward cuts, and Robyn's overly poetic monologues stretched what should have been emotionally charged scenes into slow-moving, awkward moments that tested viewer patience. And the final straw? Her infamous broken family ring metaphor, which she described through sobs as a sacred piece of glass now shattered, only to later laugh awkwardly in another scene when asked if she saw the family ever reuniting. It was classic Robyn, quirky, contradictory, dramatic, and ultimately exhausting. Season 19 needed momentum. It needed clarity. It needed the emotional payoff of watching the women find new footing, embrace new journeys, and confront old ghosts. Instead, it kept coming back to Robyn, whose brand of quirky sadness became a black hole sucking the life out of scenes that should have belonged to someone else. Fans didn't want her erased, but they needed her to evolve, to step back, to allow the others room to breathe. But she didn't. Or couldn't. Or wouldn't. And in doing so, Robyn Brown's quirky behavior didn't just annoy viewers, it quietly derailed the emotional core of Season 19, turning what could have been the show's most cathartic season into one clouded with confusion, detours, and an overwhelming sense that the Brown family wasn't just broken, it was being edited into a version that centered the wrong protagonist. Kody's marriages to his previous wives haven't been easy to watch deteriorate, but his marriage to Robyn has long been a bigger issue than any of his other relationships. While Robyn and Kody appear to share real affection for one another, it's clear that the pair have fought to figure out how to enmesh their lives since they've started living together full-time. Without Kody's other wives in the mix, Robyn's had a lot more time to spend with Kody, and her quirks have become more clear on screen. Sister Wives Season 19 showed Robyn in a new and less than flattering light. Although Robyn has long been one of the more emotional cast members of Sister Wives, seeing her throughout Sister Wives Season 19 was tough for fans who knew what to look for. Robyn's emotio and S have long been a roller coaster, but after working through Kody's divorces and finding her way back to a new normal with her husband, she'd been doing a bit more in terms of keeping controlled. While Robyn may not have been purposefully lowering herself on camera, it felt like she may have prior to this season. Sister Wives Season 19 covered a huge swath of time for the Brown family, and seeing Robyn go from a place of rage and anger during the early moments of the season to a place of pain and discomfort at the end of the season was overwhelming. Knowing that she would be able to draw pity from some viewers with her emotional moments, Robyn was clearly pulling on the heartstrings of viewers by the end of the season. Even if she was having strong feelings, many of her emotional times felt like they were put upon. Throughout Sister Wives Season 19, Robyn seemed to have a more selective memory than any other member of the Brown family. While Robyn's recall has typically been good, especially in recent seasons of the series, she fought to remember details throughout the season, and at times claimed she didn't remember moments that she was present for. Denying things that may be detrimental to the way Sister Wives watchers see her, Robyn was clearly trying to build a more positive image.